country to respect the norms and deontology of the health profession, as he issued warnings to those that are practicing not what was taught or expected from the health profession. And Cameroonians and lovers of boxing are in great anticipation for the Francis Ngannou versus Rene Ferrari match that will be played tomorrow at the Octagon in Saudi Arabia, precisely in the city of Riyadh. Those were major stories. This is High Prime of Friday, the 18th of October 2024. For presentation, I am attending Larry Kevin Tabot. We begin this newscast with this story from the town of Buea in the southwest region, where colocasia or Edo cocoyams that used to be one of the famous staples in Cameroon and around the continent of Africa, but lost from the public eye since 2008 after the outbreak of a pest that affected the said farm product. But a farming community or a farming organization in the southwest region has taken upon herself to make sure that this staple is being brought back to the southwest region and the country. We are talking of the Stephen Njoki Mosoke Rapid Seeds Multiplication Research and Agricultural Development Center based in the town of Buea, as they will be having a fair tomorrow in the town of Buea to showcase on their various produce of colocasia and how the other persons can follow suit in cultivating the said product. More on that in the following story. Being absent from the local markets in Cameroon and other tropical countries in Africa and around the globe, colocasia or Edo cocoyams, one-time steady staple in these countries, is now difficult to find after the outbreak of the 2009 disease, where the crop was highly affected.
With quality produce, which are highly productive, and really they also can resist when it comes to, say, the physical environment. They can resist heat, they can resist cold, and they can resist long transportation distance, and they can resist time. They can be stored for at least 4, 5, 6 months before you start having issues. So when you look at it, we have the production. Let's look at it. Is highly productive. So when you plant, say, 50 grams, at the end of, say, 5, 6, 7 months, you are having more than a kilogram.
Okay.
So the productivity is about 20 times the initial weight of planted material.
Research institutions and researchers like the Stephen Njoki Mosoke Rapid Seeds Multiplication Research and Agricultural Development Project has been working night and day to change the status quo, except though the food crop is being grown in the northwest region of Cameroon with limited supply and poor quality.
Cocoyam was highly consumed by our local households and widely in Cameroon. So really it became eradicated by this disease, namely the Phytophthora colocaceae. So this disease almost eradicated everything. You can have it a bit coming from the northwest region, but although it's coming from there, but the quality, as it is being widely complained by our consumers here, that really it is not really of very good quality. When they buy it, after about 2-3 days, it starts getting rotten. So really, it has been really a very, very serious concern. So we are to go into this research which we have worked for about 6.
The Agro Research Center in Upper Bokuva village in Fako division of the Southwest region has as key to improve on the crop cultivation process all across the country. With all this innovation and agricultural improvement, the Stephen Joki Musoke Rapid Seed Multiplication Research and Agricultural Development Project has been doing a lot to change this. She will be having a display in Boya scheduled to take place this Saturday, 19 October 2024, where she wants the local farmers gain knowledge and improve on the cultivation process of Edo cocoyams and other food-related crops so as to boost the supply chain. And great findings there and great research, and the final product is simply amazing. We now move on to the northwest region of the country, where the commander of the 5th Military Joint Regiment of the military, that is Brigadier General Buba Debukriyo, has chaired a meeting with conflicted drivers and transporters in the northwest region who complain on the excessive rate of extortion from them by the uniformed men, men and women in uniform in the northwest region, following the multiple checkpoints mounted over there in the northwest region of the country. According to the said Brigadier General, this issue will be resolved as the drivers who complain that they can no longer cater for their families due to the excessive rate of extortion from Cameroonian soldiers. More in the following story. Drivers and transporters in Bamenda and the northwest region at large are angered regarding the ever-increasing rate of extortion from defense and security forces from them. This situation has been received by the commander of the 5th Joint Military Region, who immediately summoned a crucial meeting to salvage the system. The meeting that was held this Wednesday, October 16, 2024, with the different drivers and transporters in the northwest region, alongside some top security figures. Drivers and transporters castigate the overbearing extortion rate from the military officers at gunpoint.
We continue in that light, we cannot go, because you will find in some areas where panjas are being taken to the bush and the ransoms are being collected. You find situations where drivers are beaten.
The situation that has further been made worse with the increasing rate of soldiers in the area.
We will give you a good response, General Enemy, about the problem you have on the road and the problem concerning treat on the field.
Going by the set drivers and the reality on ground, the Gendarmerie Commander for the Northwest region has been on top of the matter in order to change the status quo.
We are doing our best 2 years ago to improve good relationship between the defense and security forces and unit trade. So we are happy today. You have heard the testimony of those populations. What we need and what we ask them is the collaboration. Aside from their complaints, transporters and drivers were advised to always be in possession of their necessary documents so as to avoid the corruption and extortion gimmicks from the defense and security forces. Cameroon's Minister of Public Transport, Jean-Ernest Massinangale Bibehe, has warned the various travelers agencies on the way they plow the roads in the country. This follows the multiple rates of accidents in the country. One that is quite fresh in the minds of Cameroonians is that of yesterday at the Mimboman neighborhood of Yaoundé, where 3 lives were lost after 2 heavy-duty trucks collided with one transporting a 40 feet container. According to the reports that comes up by Sharin Kongo, the minister says enough is enough, and this needs to go to all the various travelers agency and drivers in particular.
In a bold move to improve road safety and reduce traffic violation, the Minister of Transport, Jean-Ernest Massinangale Bibehe, has withdrawn the driver license of 2 drivers for a period of 12 months for serious breaching the highway code. The first suspension involved Mr. Hilary, whose driving license has been drawn for a period of 12 months for overlapping the continuous line, dangerous overtaking, refusal to comply, and non-compliance of the speed limit. Meanwhile, Mr. Hilary was not the only supporter was victim of these sanctions, as Mr. Mark Maxilin also faced a similar situation a few days ago. According to a press release by the minister, these drivers have been prohibited from any driving activities following the 12-month sanction. Faced with the increase in road accidents, the minister emphasized that the safety of motorists and pedestrians on the road is a top priority, and that the sanctions are necessary to deter reckless driving and ensure compliance with traffic laws. With this, the minister has urged the drivers to familiarize themselves with the highway codes and obey all traffic laws.
Great reporting there done by Sharon Kongo. And moving on to this other story regarding the price hike in many basic commodities in Cameroon following the recent communiques issued from the Ministry or Minister of Trade calling on the various sellers of basic products to make sure that they stay in line with what the law of the country stipulates. But contrary to this, many business persons have gone the other way as they keep on increasing rates of basic commodities in the country, thereby causing chaos to the common man. Aisha Mbeng completes our story.
With the country experiencing price hike in different sectors like cocoa, banana and rubber fur, the export market continues to gain weight, with cocoa butter and oil put on 25 billion CFA during the last third quarter of 2024, rubber at 13.9 billion CFA and bananas on 49.9 billion CFA. With this, the country has recorded an impressive increase compared to the last quarters. However, this increase in sales through the source not known has been attributed to the boost of local products, which has also helped improve other sectors like cotton exports and endings to 42.9 billion CFA. With companies like Atlantic Cocoa, Neo Industry, CDC, PHP, and others, which has been linked to the increase of these various industries compared to the previous years, common value of export of these products still remain unknown in relation to price in the upcoming days ahead.
To our viewers in Cameroon and around the world, you are watching High Prime as we are coming to you live from our new studios here in High Television. We now move on to this other story. This time around, we talk on the health profession and the deontology of the prestigious profession. This follows the communique issued by Cameroon's Minister of Public Health, Dr. Maimouna Malachi, to the various health facilities and institutions responsible for the training of medical experts. As he says, everyone needs to stay in line with what the norms and deontology of the prestigious health profession says. This, as the profession has been has witnessed an increase of quacks that has led to the death of several Cameroonians. Let's find out more in the following story with Nkongo.
Following the Minister of Public Health census of private health sectors in Cameroon, it indicates that principles and laws put in place are not being respected by these facilities. With regards to this, owners of the private health facilities in Cameroon have been asked to fully respect the provision of the country's labor code. According to the Minister of Public Health, Dr. Maimouna Malachi, in a press release, the instruction concerns mostly the payment of decent salaries to nursing and medical staffs, as well as the registration with the Social Security. With this in mind, the minister warned that if this continues, those that this may concern will face strict action, though he did not mention a specific nation of sanction. The minister also pointed out that this problem is not linked only to the private sector, as the public sector shows some irregularities as well.
And we now take you to talk on the Anglophone crisis. This follows the reports that has been released by the Global Initiative Against Transnational Organized Crime in the troubling revelation that states that Anglophone separatists in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon are responsible for the killings of more than 2,600 civilians who has died as a result of the atrocities committed by the separatists in the restive northwest and southwest regions. According to that set report, in the year 2017, there was no casualty recorded, by the separatists who has been causing chaos. But the incident of the Ngabu massacre rest of the 14th of February of 2020, committed by the forces of law and order, that has caused the presidency of the republic to persecute those in charge of carrying out that gruesome attack. Let's find out more in the following story. Armed separatist groups across northwest and southwest regions in Cameroon has reportedly killed approximately 2,600 civilians, as these figures were gotten from the 2017 to 2023. This was revealed in a report by the Global Initiative Against Transnational Organized Crime. These figures are a representation of 60% of all documented civilian deaths in the unraveling armed conflict. The set report highlights on the enormous violence against civilians and how it is in progression. Going by the report, there were no civilian deaths in 2017, but in 2023, separatist fighters were responsible for more than 300 fatalities. This syncresis is attached to the movement's radicalization process, the forceful decree of ghost towns, lockdowns, and kidnaps of alleged blacklegs, who are people who are against the separatists. Local community vigilantes are equally implicated in some civilian deaths. More so, government forces aren't saints at all, as they have been responsible for over 1,000 civilian casualties due to the use of excessive force on the local population. With this, the soldiers have been castigated and criticized, as this has come from reputable organizations such as Human Rights Watch, SHADA, Amnesty International, and others. Contrary to these critics, government has often defended the armed forces of Cameroon as being professional. But in February 14, 2020, where the Ngabu massacre saw the military collided with the Fulani armed cattle rearers to kill 22 persons in the northwest region. In this light, 3 soldiers have been charged with complicity to this massacre, while the presidency of the republic has mandated compensation to be paid to victims' families. And we take you to this human interest story from the city of Yaoundé, where a gang of 3 who specializes in human bone trafficking has fallen into the trap net of the forces of law and order. The set men who transported the human bones from the far north regions were en route to the nation's political capital city of Yaoundé before they were being intercepted by the forces of law and order in one of the checkpoints to the city of Yaoundé. They say this is what they have been doing for the past years, as these human bones are used for hard drugs manufacturing that cause many Cameroonian youths and others to go haywire whenever they consume the said drugs. Our lady on that story is Aisha Mbe.
It is with a beautiful traveling bag. From a simple view, it can be seen from a far or a closer range, but the countenance of the bag is horrific and unimaginable. Human bones of all parts transported by these 3 individuals from the far north region of Cameroon to the political capital city, ready to be sold for the sum of 6 million francs CFA. Unfortunately for the human bones trafficker, the forces of law and order of the 1st Gendarmerie region interrupted their business plans. We apprehended them at the Van bus station after we got information of this traffic. After picking up 2, supplementary investigations permitted us to arrest the 3rd person in the Mayo-Danai division, where the objects were coming from.
Dans la région de l'extrême nord.
The gendarmerie explains the human remains is a raw material for producing drugs.
Autres choses assez dangereuses.
It is very dangerous to the youth, especially those in school. It is used to produce what is commonly known in French as caillou.
Ça sert à une drogue communément appelée caillou.
The National Gendarmerie authorities sent warning signals to the manufacturers of such drugs. The suspects are said to have taken advantage of the floods in the far north region to dig out remains from approximately 30 tons.
With that story, from Aisha Beng on the human bone trafficking situation, this is what concludes tonight's newscast. Thanks for watching and good night.